Hi guys, I'm back here, third try. This time I'm trying to live stream straight from Facebook. I don't understand the YouTube issue right now, so I'm just gonna start streaming on here. And let me see, I gotta share this onto my main page. I'm really sorry guys, this was crappy. But I'm gonna power through and get started as it is. Thanks, Len. Close the door. Right now, so I'm just gonna start streaming on here. That was my echo voice. Okay, share onto my own page. Sharing. Where is this? Hello. I don't know why I can't share this. Live drawing tutorials. Happening now. Smiley face. All right. Let's try this. Now, I should talk to my YouTube audience members because they were there. I'm so sorry. This is not ideal. But let me see. We're gonna draw today. We're gonna draw some things that are not too difficult to draw. So if you have a pencil, and I have a Sharpie because I really like Sharpies, but if you have some kind of a marker or a pen to draw over it after, that's gonna be important. We're gonna start with light drawing in pencil, and we're gonna cover it over with the marker after. And let me see who's here. I don't know if I can see all of y'all. Hey Lincoln. Hey Estelle, you're back again. So sorry guys. I don't know why they were kicking me off. That's so weird. Like, it must be just, I don't know. Maybe YouTube doesn't like it when I share to Facebook. I don't know. Maybe they're fighting. I can't understand. So we're gonna start by drawing people. I feel like I've explained this like 10 times. We're gonna draw people in a simplistic way. So if you have your paper and your pencil, here we go. So first what you wanna do is you're gonna draw just an oval. And so don't push hard. Just, get the feel for it as you go around. Just draw like an egg. This is gonna become your nice little cartoon person. Okay, so what we're gonna do with that is we're going to imagine that it's split into 3 pieces. You can draw lines if you want, as long as they're very light, it doesn't matter. And then in the top section, you're just gonna do a circle. There we go. So that's going to be the head of our cute cartoon little person. And then do a very faint line down the very middle of this. Now I know this doesn't look like a person yet. It looks like maybe an eyeball. But trust me, just go through the steps and then you'll see as we get closer. Okay, so then next, we're going to draw a line like from this chin area, one here that goes slightly out. And I'm not being like super specific on where because it doesn't really matter. You could make a skinny person, you could make a wider person. It's up to you. So mine is just sort of like medium. Go straight down from here to here. And then from this point, I'm gonna just go out a little bit. Okay, out and down. So now on this line here, kind of close to the middle, you're going to do a line from here down to the bottom, and then from the other side, same thing. Everything we're doing so far, we're doing equally on both sides. So if you got it, we'll keep moving. Now from this point, the shoulder, you're going to draw out to the side, but slightly downward. Just take your time and don't press hard. Try not to press hard. If you've already pressed hard, it's okay, but from now on, just try to do it very, very lightly, okay? Do the same thing on the other side. And then, however wide you want the arm to be, we'll move down maybe like to the mid-top of the body. You draw a line from here down to that point. I'm sorry if I'm going fast. I feel like I lost a lot of time there with the YouTube hiccups, but if I do go too fast, you can always watch again afterward when I post it. Okay, so we've got the arms and the legs and the body and the head framed out. So there we go. Now the head, we have this dividing line. We're going to divide the circle in the middle again, but horizontally. So just try to be as accurate as possible. You know, it can be a bit slanted. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just do your best. And so then we're going to make more circles touching this line. One at the top of this section here, and one at the top of this section here. See, it doesn't have to be perfect. You're just doing in pencil. It's all going to be erased after. So you're mapping out exactly what you want your drawing to look like. Okay? How are you guys doing? I know that it's kind of boring being stuck in the house all the time, isn't it? It's kind of crappy. Just 1 second. I know that there's a way. I'll let you guys catch up on that. I'm just going to go to YouTube. I'm going to try to make a comment on my account here. Oh, I feel so bad. I know there was some people watching on YouTube that won't be watching on Facebook, so. Create post. Yes, I found it. Post and update. Sorry I got off on YouTube. Guys, I'm doing the live video on Facebook on the art club page. Come over and join in. Otherwise, I will be posting this on here once it's finished. Okay, I feel better. I'm gonna move on. So if you've got that much done of your person, hi Kimmy and hi AJ, welcome. I had some technical difficulties earlier, but we're back. Does this look okay, guys? Hopefully it's all right. Okay, so now in the upper area of these circles, you're going to do smaller circles. And they don't have to be exactly like mine. You can make bigger or smaller, but this is just the basic, my basic idea for you. There's literally thousands of different options you could do for eyes, but these are just the eyes I chose for today. Now in the upper right corner of these smaller circles, you do an even smaller circle. And then we're going to lightly shade in the rest, just so we know which part is going to be colored in later. Okay, so we got the eyes, we got the face. Now we need a nose. So maybe right around the bottom of where the eyes are, you're going to put a nose. And then wherever you want, you can just put a little smile of some sort. And then I like to do eyebrows. Little eyebrows like that. And hair. So for the hair, you can do any kind of shape you want. I'm gonna make this a boy. I'm gonna do like a leaf. So like that kind of thing. And another little leaf here. And another leaf over here. And on this line is where the ears should start. So you can put ears. See how much those guidelines help us? So now, when you want to put clothes on your character, you can just put them a little bit outside of the lines of where the body is. So see, the arm line was here, so I went a little outside the line to put the shirt, t-shirt. And the same with down here. Just drawing a t-shirt over top. And then he's got these little pants, I guess. Now, I was saying in the other video, which got cut off, if you try and you don't like what you drew, then just forgive yourself, because I think, honestly, you should give yourself like 100 chances to be able to draw something really, really well. And if you draw something really well in less than 100 chances, then wow, that's good. But if you don't, then welcome to the club of all the rest of us who have to practice all the time to get good at drawing. So I did just some simple little lines, but do you see how the circle kind of helps us keep our character inside and not to be uneven and all over the place? So now the hands, I had the idea of putting a little thumb up at the end here and then doing little fingers, kind of like waves at the end. And then it's sort of like a hug position. So we'd do a little thumb, and then just go bump, 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 all the way in. So from this thumb line, it's nice to bring a little line in, and then also put a line. Oh, I'm getting dark again. I'm drawing too dark. You gotta try to draw very lightly. Also, for jeans, if you want to do like the fly area, you can just do 2 really straight lines right there, and then 2 straight lines diagonal for pockets. And this kind of thing on the side is always cool. Like that. Alright, welcome to everybody else who joined. Chelsea, Beth, I see you all. I got this brand new Sharpie, which I love using a brand new Sharpie because they're sharp. So now, when we trace over this, you don't want to trace over these lines. Ew, no, I don't want an X in the middle of my character's face. I'm only going to trace the lines that I like and the ones that I want to keep. So I'm just going to try to do this quickly. But I understand you guys are drawing with me, so if I go slow, it's for you guys. And I'm going to draw something else too, so if you're just joining now, you can feel free to wait and join in on the next one. We're going to do sort of the same idea. Look how much that comes to life when you put the shading inside the eyes. It looks like he's looking right at me. Huh. Eyebrows. His leaf hair. He is so stylish. I'm gonna take that down a tiny bit. Like this. Alright, for the t-shirt, I don't need to trace these lines. I could, but maybe I won't. I'm just gonna do these down here. Man, I can't believe I got cut off that video twice. They emailed me and said because of everything that maybe they're flagging videos they shouldn't flag. And I'm like, yeah. So I tried to contest it, but we'll see. But I didn't get a strike on my channel, so that's a good thing. Hi, Elizabeth. Primo. Hi, Beth. My sister. I'm just finishing off this little boy drawing here. And if you round these edges a tiny bit on the shoes, I think it makes them look a little bit better. So did that work out for you guys? Did you guys manage to draw a person? If not, we're gonna try again. I'm gonna erase the lines now. And then our true drawing is revealed for what it is. This might be cute as like a card. It's like, I love you this much. There we go. Thanks, Lincoln. You think it looks good? Thank you. Okay, Beth, you guys are gonna draw the next one. I'm just about to start. If you guys are ready, we'll just admire this for another second. And put him over here. We're gonna do another one. So for this one, I'm gonna do the egg shape again, but we're gonna change up the proportions a little bit. So you're gonna try to draw an egg or an oval. Very lightly. Don't push hard. Okay? So you draw an oval really lightly like that. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then we're going to divide that. Oh, did my camera just move? Oops. Oh boy. What a day. Thank you guys for bearing with me. Never have I had, well, actually, I probably have had this many issues going live, but I just don't go live very often. Now I remember why. Oh no, you saw what we're planning to draw next. Oh, can't keep the secret forever, I guess. All right, so we've got this egg shape, and now we're gonna cut it in half horizontally, really lightly. Don't press. You think I should do it more often, Stevie? Maybe I should, and then maybe I would get better at it because this one's a little bit rough. Now we're going to divide it down the center vertically. Just do not push hard. It's like you're barely touching the paper. Okay? Like that. Alright, I'm just going to let this camera do what it wants. I'm gonna put it that way. And I'm actually hanging it on here with duct tape. So, I don't know. I'm gonna put some more because it feels like it's gonna let go. What a high quality channel I have. Duct tape. My gear. Alright, so we've got this weird looking egg shape. And this time, in the top half, we're going to divide that. Not fully in the middle. This would be like in the middle of that line, but just a little bit below middle. Okay, so divide that there. And then in the top section, you're going to do a circle. So this is going to be a person, but this person has a little bit longer legs. And we're going to do the torso sort of the same way. Start somewhere at the chin on this side and go down and out a little bit. Chin and down and out like that. Okay. Maybe more vloggers use duct tape than I know. Hopefully it works, so why not, right? Okay, so now we've got the torso, the body, the torso, the head, and now we're going to do the legs. So I just want you to draw from this point down and to the outside. And do the same over here. And in the middle here, just draw a tiny bit on the side of that line. So from the side of the line here, we go down towards, straight down to the bottom, and the same with this side. So now you've got these sort of longer, thick legs, and we're going to do the same with the arms. From the shoulder, make a line that goes out and slightly downward. And from this shoulder, same thing. And from below that line, where the armpit would be, you make a dot and then go to this corner here. Bloop. Same thing over here. How many adults are trying this? Are there any adults drawing? Kids? Adults? Or anyone? Is anyone drawing with me? Let's move to the face. So we've got it divided down the middle. And we've got it divided horizontally in the middle too. But on this one, let's just try dot eyes. I mean, you can do whatever eyes you want. I'm going to try to do dot eyes. So right on the line, do a little dot there and a little dot here. Halfway from this point to this point, we do a little nose. And then about halfway between this point and this point, we do a little mouth. And that's actually the way that you do realistic face proportions as well, which we could maybe move to in a few minutes. What time is it? Oh, it's almost 4. Well, thank you for all those likes. I like to do small eyebrows like this. And okay, so at this point, you could literally make this person into any kind of person you want. If you want to do pigtails, if you want to do a boy hat or spiky hair, you could. I will do maybe some wispy bangs, which I do with sort of these wavy shapes. It's like it's sort of like the letter U, but not all the way under. You just do half of the letter U, and that makes a pretty good hair. And then for the rest of her hair, I'm gonna make it just sort of wavy down around. And maybe this side is like blowing out a bit. See how I keep doing these wave shapes? It looks like ocean waves almost. So that's my hair, but you don't have to do hair like that. We can do ears. Remember, we do ears from this eye line. Just don't draw dark. Don't push hard with the pencil. The only bad thing about doing these live videos is that I don't get to see your guys' work. I would really like to see what you guys are doing too. Maybe after you guys could send me some pictures. Okay, so since this is a girl, I'm gonna take a line from her armpit down and make a dress. So I'll just go down to about there. And the same thing on the other side. And then I'll make the bottom a little bit of a wave because she seems to be in the wind. So now for her feet, this looks a little bit too sharp, so I'm gonna just like kind of make a U to make it a little bit more round. And the same with over this side. Are you trying to call Callie? You can come get her. They're only looking at my hands.
Yeah.
So now we'll do another sort of a U shape for the top of her shoe. And if you want to, you could even put socks. And I'm gonna trace her over, but this is what I'm not gonna trace. I'm not gonna trace these lines under her dress because that would make her dress see-through, unless you want that. I'm not gonna trace these lines that are crossing on her face, and I'm not gonna trace the oval. So let's see what she looks like when I do this. I want the chin line. I want her ears. Basically every part that's a part of the actual drawing I want to keep. And you know, I know it's frustrating sometimes to do drawings this way where you like map it all out before you actually draw. Usually we want to go right in with the Sharpie and draw. But this is actually a really good way to train your eye. And then you will be able to go right in and draw with a Sharpie. But if you ever want to draw something and be sure of what you're drawing, this is a good way to go. Maybe put a little dot for her knee joint there. And move down like this. Maybe, I forgot her hands actually. This is how we did hands. Go back to your pencil for a moment if you're with me on the ink part of this already. And you just do a little thumb up, which is like, oops, just a U shape, upside down U shape, bump on the end of her hand right there. And then for her fingers, you just go bump, 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 bump. If you have room for 4 fingers, that's better, obviously, but if you don't, that's okay too. And you can do a line at the bottom of those fingers, and that will make it look more like the inside of her hand. See how I kind of have a line there? And the same with this little line in, where the thumb starts. I mean, it's not that important, but it just kind of makes it look more like palms. So, aw, thanks, Stevie. I need that encouragement right now. This was such a rough start. Okay. Oh, I see I made a mistake here by putting the thumb line. That's not really gonna work. But I still can put the thumb and the fingers like that. I'm just maybe not gonna do that line. Well, maybe it doesn't matter. Yeah, it's okay. So I'm tracing over. Bump, bump, bump. And the hair. When I got more used to doing hair, I learned that it always looks better if you're not stopping too much while you do the hair. If you're just sort of like, you have to stop a lot when you're first practicing, but once you get used to doing the hair, then you can do more fluid lines. And that's what hair usually looks like. It looks more fluid. So now I'm going to erase all of the extra lines that we don't need. There she is. So now we drew this cute little guy and this girl. So they're made with the same technique, but they look very different, don't they? The style is different because the eyes are different, and I made the head smaller, and I made the head take up more of the egg on his. So, interesting. Now let's do one more of these egg people, if you guys have time. That's gonna look a lot funnier or pudgier, I guess. So I'm gonna do an egg shape. So get your egg shape laid down. And now divide it in half, bump, and divide it in half up and down so you know where the middle is. But this time, I'm going to take up the entire top half with the head. So put a big fat circle right there. And then the bottom is going to be from here straight down. Well, it's not straight down, but the line is straight, and it just goes from the center part of the egg a little bit out. Like that. See? Do the same on the other side. And we're gonna do arms the same way. So from the shoulder, we go out and down a bit, out and down a bit, and move down here and do the same. You're gonna know this technique by the time we're done this live tutorial. Move down here and go. If you need help to know where to draw to, you can put a point and then just sort of aim for that point when you go over. Don't push hard. So now the body of this one is cute if it's kind of short. So kind of right where these, well, it's not really halfway through the bottom part. It's not halfway through, but a little bit higher. You can put the middle of the legs and then bring a line down. I'm going to bring my lines straight down this time to the middle, and it makes the feet even bigger. I hope you guys are able to follow along. I know it's frustrating when a person doing a tutorial is like going super fast and blah 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 talking the whole time. I'm just gonna make this a bit wider. Okay, for this person's face, I divided it already in the middle. Now I'm gonna divide it horizontally in the middle. And maybe I'm gonna do something a little bit different. I'm gonna do big eyes that are like this, like bumps on the top. I could probably put them closer together. Don't be afraid to change something. If you start to draw it and you're like, ugh, I don't like how that looks, just erase it. Just do it again. I want the eyes to come to about here and here. Oh, this is another good trick. You know the corners of the eyes of a person? If you're gonna draw eyes, especially realistic eyes, doing little dots where the corners of the eyes are is such a good way to start, because then your eyes are gonna be placed in the same place. You can do the outer corner dots as well. There we go. That looks better to me. So I've got two bumps here, and I'm going to cut them off on the bottom by putting like a sort of a curved line like this. And then I'm going to make a line that's curved like that on the side. And I'm going to do it the same way on the other eye, because if you can imagine this as being a big circle underneath the skin, I don't know if that makes sense to you guys, but her eyes are both looking in that direction right now. So we do these lines, and then right beside this line I'm going to do another line just like it, and over here same thing. And then we do the smaller circle in the corner for the shininess, and then color this section in. Color this section in too. Okay, so those are her cute little eyes. Maybe some eyelashes. And when you put the nose of a character up high, close to their eyes, they usually look cuter. So I'm gonna do a little bump like that this time. And a smile. Alright, for her hair, I'm going to start from the middle and swoop down to the side like that. So it's a nice curved line. She can have little eyebrows too. We'll do her little ears. And for this character, I thought it would be cool if we put braids that are sort of like flying outward. So you just do a bumpy line that goes out and another bumpy line that goes out, like sort of like a bumpy snake, I guess. This one's gonna fly upward. See? And at the bottom of her braids, I'm just gonna put little ovals and then a leaf shape to make the bottom. And for this part, it's a little bit tricky, but you could just do X's to make the inside of the braid. There we go. So now I'm gonna put a skirt on her, starting right here. Go down, and then over to the side, and from here down. After this drawing, I'm gonna try to show you guys how to do a muscle man. And that's something that I've been wanting to teach on the art club for a while. And I'm not sure how difficult it's gonna be for you, but hopefully you can do it. Okay, at the end of the hand here, do a little thumb. Do a little thumb on that side. And now do her fingers. Bump, 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 bump. Bump, 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 bump. Now obviously this is not a realistic person that we've been drawing. These are not realistic. But the principle of lining it out first with light pencil markings and then drawing over top is a good way to start when you're drawing a portrait, something real, because you have to really be sure that everything is placed properly before you actually get darker. So you start light, and then even if it's a pencil drawing, you don't press hard until later in the drawing. So now I just noticed my funny hair shadow there. That's great. Okay, so for her shoes, I'll just do bumps. And I think that's good. So I'm going to draw over now. I'm not going to draw these lines because that's under her skirt. I'm not going to draw the lines in her face I'm only gonna draw the outside of her face. Trace that over. Her eyes, obviously, want to keep. How are you guys doing with the staying in all the time? I keep forgetting that I can't go do fun things, and I stay home a lot anyway, though, even if we're not in a shut-in. But the sunshine is always nice, no matter where you are, if you're home or if you go out. Look how cute! So do you see what I mean by just coloring in that last section of the eyes? You got the little nose, the little mouth. Now for the hair, I'm just gonna trace over this line here. And maybe I'll trace the middle too. Come over here and do the bumps. I had someone who wanted to draw Teen Titans Go, and I thought that that was the reason that YouTube kicked me off the video the first time, because I said Teen Titans Go, and I thought it was maybe like copyright or something. But I got kicked off the second time too, so I don't know what happened there. So weird. Okay. So we've got her little hands, her thumb, bump, 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 bump for fingers. You see how that makes the hand really look like a hand? When you just do that little curve under the thumb there. It's like this. This little curve here. And this line is what I'm drawing at the bottom of the fingers. So we got that. So next up is a muscle man. If you want to stick around, I know it's 4:15. I could also do these drawing tutorials other days as well, if you guys want, because I know you guys are shut in right now, and sometimes you have nothing to do. Drawing is always fun. Okay, so there she is. Maybe I'll put a few lines at the top of her skirt that just feather out. I think she's cute. And now I'm gonna erase all the pencil marks. Just get those out of there. Voila! So we used the same exact technique for this drawing, for this drawing, and for this drawing. And they all turned out so differently depending on how you divide up that egg shape. Okay? So it's just something I made up, but anybody can do it. I mean, maybe it's not the most simple drawing tutorial ever, but it's a good way to start learning how to draw people, especially if you're into cartoons. Alright, enough of that. Let's move on. Okay, muscle man. Drawing muscles is something that has intrigued me since I met a guy who was really good at drawing anime. And I've never really been able to master it the way that that guy did, but today I'm going to try a simplified version, but this is a little bit harder, okay? I'm just going to tell you, it's maybe a little bit harder than those egg people that I just taught you how to do. Okay? It's a bit harder, but maybe just watch, and then after you should be able to do it on your own. Or you can try to do it with me. I'm just not sure if I'm going too fast or too slow, so that's always like, ugh. Okay, first what I'm going to do is draw a big rectangle. You can use a ruler if you want to, but you don't really have to, because it doesn't have to be perfect. So just draw a big rectangle like that. And if you think of a spray paint can, you do like the top of a spray paint can sticking out like that. That's going to be the Muscle Man's head, and his whole body is going to go inside of here. So if we were to divide this into 3, like we've got 3 sections here, one line would probably go here, one line would go here. Alright, so do that, but don't push hard, really lightly. I hope you can see these lines okay at home there. So we've got these 3 sections. Now we're going to divide this whole guy down the middle. Start at the top in his face and just go slow, but try to make it as straight down to the middle as you can. And even do one section at a time if that helps you. But again, don't press hard. There we go. So we're going to do a lot of lines, and then we're going to fill the muscle guy in over top of it after. So on the side of the line on the top section line here, we're going to do a point and a point. And you're going to draw a line from the corner to that point, and from the corner to that point. Okay? We're going to do another point here, sort of like in the middle of these, the bottom section line. Do a point here, and a point here, and do a line down to there, down to there. Okay, now this line that we're going to do is going to go from this point to the corner. So I know it sounds complicated, but if you follow it, it's not really that complicated what I'm doing, it's just a lot of steps. Okay, so now where these pointy shoulders are, you're going to do circles inside the rectangle. These are his massive shoulders, okay? And now we're going to draw his knees. So right beside this, just do circles. And then here, right towards the bottom of these circles, do a line, horizontal. And a bump line, like that, going from the middle of this section to the middle of this section. I know there's a lot of steps to this, I'm sorry. Then we're going to do ab lines right there, and a belly button. And okay, from this point to this point is the thigh, but you want it to be a little bit of a bulge, okay? So we're going to bulge that out a bit on both sides. Can you see the Muscle Man developing? He's coming along. I think my camera moved. I'm gonna fix that while you guys draw your muscle guys. Okay, so we've got the thighs. We've got to do the crotch area. Okay, so just down from this line a little bit, not all the way to the middle, but a little bit above the middle. Just do a straight line there. And from this down to the knee, just do a straight line. There we go. Okay, and now we want to do a line from here to the middle of this. Now he's like standing tall and brave. And we'll do bumps for feet. There we go. Okay, now he's missing arms, obviously. This part is a little bit interesting because I want you to do a square in the middle of the thigh, right beside the middle of the thigh. Like that, on that one and on that one. And that's going to be the hands. And so we're going to do elbows kind of above this middle line here, I guess. Halfway, let's say, between the shoulder and there. So we'll just put a point here and a point here. Those are the elbows. And then you draw straight down to that line and then straight down to the outside of that square. Here and to the outside of the square. And then from the armpit, you go down to that line. Sorry, not to the line. Sorry, to this point here where the elbow is. Armpit to the elbow. This kind of looks like it could be a robot as well. Okay, so we've got that line down to there, and then just finish off the arm. But you don't have to go to the edge of the square. You can go kind of on the inside because that's just a fist. And we've got to put a little line in like this and like this, and then it looks kind of like he's making a fist. All right, so inside this, his head is too square. Let's make it a bit rounder. Divide this in half. Let's do some flat lines with a little dot underneath for eyes so that he looks intense. And then he's got a nose and a mouth. Let's put his nose like that. Eyebrows. And for hair, I guess maybe I'll make it a bit spiky. Give him ears and a thick neck. Now, when I trace over this, I'm going to try to smooth everything out a little bit. So I'm going to go around the shoulder. I'm pushing a bit harder now. I'm rounding it off. This is not the best tutorial. I think this is too complicated, but this is complicated for me. Anyways, we'll just power through. Okay. Round those lines. Round this down. Round this down. And these are the pecs, so pectoral muscles. This line can actually come up a bit to be the side of the pec. I like to come down a little bit before bulging out with the thigh, if you see what I mean by that. If you're interested in drawing more hero type people, then maybe this would be a good start for you. I'll put like little underwear on him. Belly button. And this part is kind of cool. The calf muscle bulges out and goes down. As you see how it's starting to look like a muscular dude. Now I'm gonna trace it over, and then we'll really be able to see him better. His face looks a little young. I'm gonna try to give him some cheekbones and a chin, because strong men usually have stronger chin. He looks like handsome Squidward right now. Oh my gosh. Ears, there's the neck. Oh, there's these lines too that help. Do a line in the middle for the pecs. I'm just gonna speed this up, guys, because I don't think you want to be drawing this way forever. Big muscly dude. This guy's face. It's like a model. Okay. Like that. See how I'm really bubbling everything out after? I see people try to do muscle men and they do them bubbly from the start. I don't think that works best. I think it's best if you start square and then end up with him being more like, no, you draw the bubbly part over top of the rigid lines, if that makes sense. Okay, got the feet. Now you can put little lines for the knees and maybe a little line there. Little definition lines. So that's my muscle dude. I'm gonna erase all the pencil. I'm gonna try to build an episode that will deal with drawing muscles better, because there's so much to it. Oh, I forgot that line. I forgot a line. This right here. Oh, sorry guys, the camera keeps moving because it's taped on. Is this good? Right, yeah. Well, I hope you guys are having a good day, and if you have to go, I totally understand. I'm gonna keep drawing a little bit more, and I will post this later so you could totally return and watch the rest. But right now I'm gonna just go over the proportions of drawing a face. Let me finish erasing all this stuff. Macho, macho man. This looks like one of those bodybuilder types. But he definitely has cankles. Alright, moving on. I'm going to teach you the very basics of drawing a face. So we're going to do an egg shape again, which we've already done like 3 times on this live stream. So you should be able to do it by now. And once you get that oval shape down, I want you to draw a line straight down from the top to the bottom to make the middle line, but very, very lightly, and do the same halfway through the middle. Okay, there's our face. So now on this line is where the eyes go. And that always baffles people because you don't think that the eyes would be in the middle of the head, but they are. So on this line, do 2 small circles. That's the eyes. So now we have this bottom half section right here. In the middle of that section, I want you to do another line, okay? Halfway through. Halfway, right here. There we go. And now again, you've got this bottom section, and halfway through that, in the middle of that section, I want you to do a line. There you go. So on this line here is where the nose goes. So just do a really small U, very slight U shape. And on this line is where the mouth goes. So you can just put a little mouth line smile, or whatever you want. And if you want to make a lip line, just go a bit below and do another line. That's kind of cool. So these are the proportions of a face. So if you're having trouble drawing characters, this is a good way to build your face if you want it to look better. Another tip is when you do eyes, don't draw this entire eyeball and then start on this entire eyeball. The way to get it right is if you go from one to the other, to the other, to the other, while looking all the time and making things balance, okay? So I already have two irises or pupils to work with. So I'm gonna do the little middle dots, the corners of the eyes where you get that sleepy dust in the morning. I'm gonna put dots there, and I'm gonna just do a little hood line over top of my eyeballs. See? Now it looks like someone's looking at you. Very simple. Very, very simple. So now in the center of these is where we have our pupil. So you just do a small circle right in the middle. You have to try to make sure it's right in the middle, because if it's off center, we know the eyes look weird. That's just how our brain is. We are very good at right and when they don't. So just make some more perfections to these circles. And another thing that we have, a lot of us have a hood over our eye. So to do the hooded part, you just do another line exactly like this, but above it. So start really lightly, and it goes from wide to kind of narrow to kind of wide. Okay? Just do a little hood over the eye. That's not the eyebrow, that's just a little fold of skin that happens. Now, I don't always draw a bottom eye line, just because in cartoon drawing it's so faint that you don't even need to put it and the eyes still look good. But I will do eyelashes, little swoopy eyelashes from the first eye line here. They go from the middle facing outward on both sides. So these eyelashes will go in this direction, and these eyelashes will go in this direction. See, so up and to the right, and these ones go up and to the left. Now, eyebrows. Eyebrows are not that far from the eyes usually, but they're always different, so I can't really give you a guideline. I would just probably feel it out by putting the beginning of the eyebrows like this and just sort of, it's almost the same shape as this but big. See, it goes around the eye like that. Now this chin looks a little bit flat in my opinion, so I'm just gonna fix that. I'm just gonna bring my chin down a bit, give it a little more shape. And at this line here is where the top of the ears start. So we put our ears there, and they go down more or less to the nose line. See, like everything is mapped out easily when you do a face. And you do the inner lines. This line is the most important one. Down a bit from the top line here. You go up and to the right for this ear, and up and to the left for that ear. And then you can just do like a little squiggle Those ears are really complicated for this simplistic drawing. I'm gonna erase that. So I've got a pretty good face coming along, but she's definitely bald, which is fine, but I think I want to give her some hair. So the best and easiest hair idea I can say would be to do swoopy lines. But when you do a swoopy line, don't just do a bunch of swoopy lines. Don't just do that, because it doesn't really look real. The way that it looks real is if you do a swoopy line and then you do another swoopy line that meets that line. Do you see? So here we have to connect it at the top again, down, and then another line that meets that one. See? And then you can make some of them wide and some of them more narrow, some of them in other directions, some of them leaf shaped. Swoopy hair. Let's do her neck. Right below the eyeballs, the pupils, go straight down. And that's, for a girl, I think a good place to make the neck start. And just a soft little neck. And then for simple hair, you can just go above the line of the head. Don't draw hair right on the line, because that's not gonna look natural. Usually our hair is not flat, like that would be if your hair was painted on. But because our hair is above our head a bit, go above the head a bit and then draw the hair. So I'm just gonna do a simple swoopy line that comes down to meet the shoulder. And I think that's too puffy, so I'm just gonna do another line like that. And I'm going to do the same over here. A little wave. Like that. Maybe her hair is kind of blowing in the wind. So that is the most simple, realistic face tutorial I could give you guys. I'm going to erase her skull line because her hair is not see-through. And maybe I'll put another hairline here. Okay, I'm going to cover this in Sharpie just for the sake of the video, but you could definitely leave this as a pencil drawing. You would just have to go through and erase all of these little X lines on her face. You don't want to keep those. But because this is sort of cartoon drawings, I'm going to do a Sharpie overlay. Like that. She looks pretty peaceful, I think. Oh, another thing. For these lines above the eyes, the hood, Sharpie is quite thick to do it, but try to make it a thin line, if you can. Like that. Little nose. The eyebrows too, try to make those kind of thin. It's hard because I'm using a Sharpie, but try to make it look like that. The ears. And the hair, I'm going to try to be quick with the pieces of hair so that they look a little bit more natural. I hope you guys are trying too. But if not, that's fine if you just want to watch. But if you're afraid to try to draw a face, then this tutorial should prove that it's really not that hard if you first map it out. Very, very doable. My camera just fell a little bit more. I guess this duct tape is not that strong. And for those of you who just joined, yes, I'm using duct tape on my tripod. Alright. So there's our semi-realistic face drawing. And I'm going to erase all the pencil now. How was your guys' day? What have you guys been doing inside your houses? Most of us are just in our houses all the time. I literally feel like just going for a drive, just to go in the car somewhere, just to drive around, just to look at things. There we go. And you can sign your name on your little drawings. You can color them. And here, I'm going to show you all the things that we drew today, for those of you who didn't see. So, we drew this. We drew this girl. We drew this boy. We drew this guy. And now we just tried to draw the proportions of the face, which is definitely not that easy, but I think it's simple enough for most people to be able to do it. But if you couldn't do it, you know what? Don't worry about it. Like I said before, just forgive yourself and give yourself at least 100 chances to become good at drawing anything. Because really, it's not normal to be super great at drawing something the first time you try. It's obviously nice when that's the case, but in my experience, I'm not good at drawing something the very first time that I try it. Not usually. Except for scribbles, I can do those pretty good the first try. Okay, I got a request to draw Teen Titans Go. So I came up with a really simple Robin. So you just draw an egg again. I don't know why I'm drawing everything inside of an egg today, inside of an oval, but it just seems to be working. So you draw an oval, cut it in half really lightly with your pencil, cut it in half up and down really lightly with your pencil. And now in this top section, we're gonna make the whole thing a circle. And I don't know if you guys, I don't know how many out there are fans of this show, Teen Titans Go. I'm not really that big of a fan, but I'm also 36, so that would be kind of funny. I don't really know a lot about the show, but my son does, and he said that on the intro there's a portion of the song where they're dancing and they're kind of drawn really simply. And so that's sort of the style I'm going for here. I'm not trying to do Robin super realistic, super accurately the way that he is, but I'm making a more simple version. So hopefully that helps you guys if you're looking for a simple way to do it. In this bottom section, divide it in half, just a bit above half actually. And then we're gonna come straight down from the chin area on this side and the same on this side. So you sort of have like a square underneath, like that. Then from this point, you're gonna draw a line down and outward slightly. And the same with this one. Now, we've got the bottom of the square here, close to the edge, close to the corner, I should say. Make a point and draw it coming down, but not completely equal with that line. You want to go to about here. So if you make a point where the feet are going to end, and you draw the line down to there, then his legs start skinny and gets wider as it goes down. There you go. Now we're just gonna do a triangle on the side and another one over here and a tinier triangle like this and here. So now he's got t-shirt, caps, and the beginning of arms. And now right inside that we're going to do a smaller triangle. And then the gloves, put a line on his arms and then just make those sides meet down at the bottom. That's probably a hard part to understand, but if you watch me, maybe you can do it. I'll post this video after and then you can find this part and just go to it. Okay, in the middle here we have his belt, so just do a circle. Line there. Line there. And then we've got this logo up here, so do another circle, and it's got an R inside of it, so just do an R and color the rest with black. Alright, now his face is kind of neat because, well, we have to divide it in half first, horizontally. There we go. And pop those ears on there, right off of that line. Good. Now from this point up into the corner, right in the middle of this section, like a pie piece, you're gonna put a V. So down there and up there. And from this point of the ear, you're gonna do an M sort of. So watch what I'm doing. Very lightly, I'm going up and down and up and down. That's the letter M right there. That's his hair. And this is the top of his eyes. Now this part you just kind of have to eye a little bit. You have to look at it and see, because we're gonna draw a U that goes below this line a bit and comes up here. So see, I'm tracing it, and now I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna do the same over here, tracing the line down and up, and now we draw the exact same thing but inside of this. See what I mean? There you go. Now right here in the point in the middle, I want you to do an upside down U for the nose, and then a small smile. See, starting to look like him. Let's change this V part into a little bit of a ragged V. So we're gonna make it look like hair. So we put an extra V there, and we can bring this V down a bit and put another extra little spike. And let's go from the ear right up here and do a little spike. And let's put a dot where you want the top of his hair to go, and just draw up and down and up and down and up and down. Can you do that? Sometimes we just have to eye things and figure it out. So if you look at something and it doesn't look quite right, you can erase and fix it for sure. I just erased all those lines that I don't need, that are inside the hair. And now all I'm going to do is put a boot line kind of in the middle of the legs. And these are his boots, so bring the toe out a bit, probably. These are going to be black. And his hair is going to be black. So I'm going to go ahead and trace this over. One thing that I find really helpful when I draw a lot is to always look at the thing that I'm trying to draw. And I keep looking at that thing and looking at my drawing and looking at that thing. And I stop drawing what I'm drawing and I try to be patient to see exactly what the problem is. And if you can do that, then you're gonna do fine. So when we trace over the drawing, we don't draw these middle lines, okay? And don't worry if you already traced over them. I mean, you can always, always try again. Like this. Did my camera move again? Oh my gosh. Guys, I have this duct taped to the thing. Oh my gosh. I'm so professional. I'm just gonna put one more piece there because I'm afraid that's gonna fall onto me. I don't think I usually talk this much in a day because my throat is so dry. There we go. Alright, let's finish this guy. He looks so good. I didn't find a drawing just like this one online. But I mixed a few ideas together and got this one, so. Usually I would time lapse this. But this is a very real view at how long it takes to do things in a way that you want to do them. This is colored in black. All around his eyes he has like thicker black lines. And this. Black boots. Can you hear my dog? She's probably hungry. Ah. It's true. If I was this big of a talker, that would mean that I never give anybody else a chance to talk. My vocal cords would be much stronger. All right. So there is Robin, as requested, from Teen Titans Go. Well, Robin specifically wasn't requested, but someone asked for Teen Titans Go, and so that is my attempt at a simple version of Robin. And okay, lastly, I'm gonna get off here soon. It's almost 5. It's almost been, well, it's been about an hour and a half. I'm gonna do one more thing. That is a cute cat, because I had cats requested as something that I draw. Let me try to fix this. That is so true, Stevie. You know, and I think that's hard on young artists, people who are trying to learn how to draw, because when you watch a time-lapsed video of someone drawing this amazing, elaborate thing, it can give you the sense that, you know, it was a lot faster than it actually was. But that's probably hours of work represented. Okay, I'm going to do a cat drawing that's very simple, much more simple than the other things that I just finished drawing. But again, we're going to do the oval. Okay, so if you're still here and if you're still interested, you can pick up your pencil. Try this one. This one's easier, okay? So just draw an oval shape, or as I've been saying, an egg. Just go over it a few times, but lightly. Please go lightly with the pencil when you're starting. So there's my egg oval shape. I'm going to divide it in half again, top to bottom, just like you're cutting a bread bun in half for you and your sibling. And I'm going to cut it in 4 by cutting it across here horizontally. Okay, and this whole top section, I'm going to fit a circle inside that. So squeeze a circle in there. That's the cat head. And down here, we're going to just do like an oval. And from the bottom, I'm going to make a line that comes from the middle and goes up to the side a little. Like that. From the middle up and to the side a little. And that's the kitty's little paws in the front. So from right about here, we're just going to do bumps on the side. 1, 2. Don't have to be perfect. These are just the legs, the back legs. Now we're going to do big ears on this cat. So make a little dot beside the middle line on this side at the top and on this side at the top. And then make a dot where you want the tip of the ear to be. I want mine to be quite big out here like this. And from the side of the head, I'm going to draw up to that point and down to this point. There we go. Now we have to divide the face in half again, but this time instead of putting the eyes on the line, we're going to put the eyes below the line a little bit, and they're going to be little bumps. So little U shapes upside down like this and this. A happy little kitty. sort of right between those, but a bit lower, you put a little dot. And then the cute little U shapes of a cat mouth. We could put triangles inside the ears. And for the stripes, because this is a stripy cat, you can just do 3 little spikes at the top. And 1, 2, 3 little spikes on the side. And I do a spike by doing sort of a V, and you color that in. So you do a little V. But you could just do lines for stripes too if you want, if you find that a little bit easier. One, 2, 3. Okay, and so now the tail, just do a line that comes up, and then a little tip of the tail, and then bring it back down. Same way. And if you want to put stripes on the tail, you can. There. This is the cat. So now I'm going to trace it over with Sharpie, but I'm not going to trace over those middle lines. I know I've said that over and over, but you'd be surprised how common that mistake is and how frustrating it is when you do make that mistake. So I just try to keep saying it so that you don't make that mistake. Up to the tip of the ear and down, the top of the head. There you go. Oh, this is cute. A cute little cat. There we go. I didn't put whiskers. Maybe I'll just do couple little ones. I'm not crazy about the whiskers. Oh well. That's how it goes sometimes. Alright guys. Oh, I'm just gonna color these stripes in when I am wrapping this up. I hope you guys had fun, and let me know if you would like me to do this again on another one of these quarantine days. I don't have to do it as long next time. This was sort of a test run, just to see how it all goes. And now I know that YouTube doesn't seem to like me when it comes to live videos. But I'll try to figure that out. And if you're seeing this on YouTube after, then please let me know if you know what made my video get pulled down. But otherwise, I'm just gonna search for the answer myself. Alright, there's the cat. And I'm gonna erase all of the pencil. There we go. So which drawing did you like most? The cat, Robin from Teen Titans Go, the portrait, facial proportions. The Muscle Man. This little boy person. This girl. Oh, the braids girl. Let me know which one was your favorite. And thank you guys so much for watching, even if it was for a couple seconds. Thank you. And I will see you again soon. I'm working on an art club episode right now that includes a lot of our trip that we just took to Florida, which I guess was just in time because apparently the border is closed now. So I don't know if you can see me here. Oof. I just looked like I was drawing for 2 hours. Can you see me? Hey! So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Please think about subscribing to my YouTube channel, or if you know somebody who would be interested in art tutorials like the ones that I do, then you can just direct them over to my channel on YouTube. It's the Art Club Online. And that's about it. Yeah, this was fun. This is good and relaxing, which is what we all need right now, right? I will see you guys soon. Have a great day. Be sure to do what you love during this time where we're shut in. It can be a really good thing to be shut in, and I'm finding that to be true myself. So, love you guys. I'll see you next time.